Hey, good folks. I'm back again with Black Gardener Talk. We had a little hiccups earlier with Two Green Thumbs. Hopefully, he can get on real soon. But basically, Black Gardener Talk is us as Black folks returning back to our roots and redefining our relationships with the garden and farming and all that good stuff. Thank y'all for joining, everyone. We got him on. Let's see if we can bring him in the room. That's right. So Black Gardening Talk is here every Saturday morning here at 11 a.m. And again, basically is a space for us as Black folks to talk. Okay, so we're gonna have Mr. Green Thumbs on in a minute. Let me get him in the room. Thank you for joining. Stay tuned. Just hold tight real quick, okay? And gonna send him. But yeah, this is Black Gardener Talk.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up?
Good morning, my brother. What's up?
What's going on with you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. It's a sunny day out, man. We expect the rain.
Okay, yeah, it's a little muggy here in DC. Um, I got the fan going on. I'm in my backyard, but I got the fan going on.
You got a fan in the backyard?
Yeah, I
That's
got a
what's up.
fan going on there because it's so muggy and humid here. So I was like, let me turn on the fan if I'm gonna go out back. But what's
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
with you?
Man, chilling, man. Just I know you seen the greenhouse I built, the little greenhouse I built the other day. I built it flat on the top, so I had to improvise when it started raining. I didn't think about it, and it started caving in, but I made some improvements to it and got it angled up and everything. So we all good now.
Okay. So basically, Black Gardening Talk is basically black and brown folks returning to our roots. We got to get back to our roots
I
and
know that's right.
redefining our relationships with gardening and farming. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this series of Black Gardening Talk. Definitely talking to black and brown brothers who are
Right.
growing, and as well as sisters that's growing. But introduce yourself. Tell the people out there who you are and how did you start in gardening.
All right, so my first name Isidro, last name Murgas. Might be just easier to say two green thumbs. I
Or
started
grow.
gardening.
Can we say grow?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So I
Someone
started
said that in the
gardening.
comments.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Miss Rue? I know her. Yeah, she definitely know me. So yeah, I started gardening. I'm not gonna go into that, but in my community, part of the whole, getting our people out there because we so limited. Sometimes, with the world the way it is and everything, especially in America. I'm not gonna say all over the world, but especially in America, uh, we kind of brainwash, myself included, especially the product of environment. We taught to believe that you do what's done in the community and everything. So I'm not gonna go into it, but I started growing on a whole nother level. But just my passion for it, like I just started seeing things like grow, and I was able to cultivate certain things, and I was like, wow. So I actually have some lemon trees that's over there. One of my first plant that I've actually successfully grown. I still haven't gotten any fruit from it because when you grow from seed, it takes forever. But they're my first plants that I had. I've cloned it since then, like propagated some cuttings and everything, and started continue growing like that. But it just started small scale, just really small, just like threw some peppers in the backyard, some repotted some green onions that I bought from the store, threw some tomato seeds and some carrot seeds. I wasn't that successful the first time, but it was, nonetheless, my small harvest, I was happy with it. So I was like, you know what? Maybe if I did this year, next year, this time, and not only that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no prior gardening experience whatsoever. Like the title, "Grow by Any Means Necessary," it's perfect for me today. It's perfect for what we got going on today because it just really is a passion that I've inspired with the learning process and just trying something different and the ability to like consume. Like one thing we have to do every day is eat. Like we have to eat, family has to eat, everybody has to eat, and the ability to consume something that you didn't have to go out to buy, that you literally start from a seed, a baby seed, or whatever the case may be, some roots from an old plant or whatever the case may be. It just it inspired. this that you see today, the whole two green thumbs thing. Seriously.
I'll be seeing it. I'll be seeing it. You got the whole. I mean, for someone who doesn't have necessarily had the background in gardening, I mean,
Hmm.
you're really doing it up down there where you are. Um,
Hmm.
but let's go. Let me take it to a quick question. When you was growing up, did you have a garden when you was growing up, or you just really got into it like in the past 2 years?
I'm gonna say it's been a longer. I really like got all the way into it the past 2, 3 years, really. But no, I didn't have no. I was born from Brooklyn, New York. You know, buildings. Moved to Georgia. When I came out here in Clayton County, yeah, it's more open, but still more so city life. And I mean, you know, within the past 8, 9 years, I've had open space to grow, but really wasn't like into it. And then once I told you, like, seeing just being able to do something small and seeing that, I think the success from seeing that small, even though it was a small harvest, the success from it, and I like challenges too. You know, just had me go to where I am now.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some challenges. But when you hear the word or the sentence or the phrase growing by any means necessary, what comes to your mind?
No excuses, like by any means necessary. No excuses. Like you said, challenges. We're gonna get into that. Challenges, obstacles, time, whether you have the space or not. It's just really no excuses for it. It's literally to have some sort of success by whatever you're growing and you're just learning from it, you know. So everything's experience and you're gonna learn from it. You know, I failed, I successfully failed, and I successfully succeeded as well. So you know, that's what it comes to. That's what comes to my mind. Like just building no excuses for it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. There's a few comments in the chat. One says, "Always a blessing to see the rewards of the seeds that you
Amen
planted."
to that. Amen to that.
Definitely, definitely, amen. This year I planted some lemon cucumbers, and they
Mm.
they finally came up. They coming up now, and I was like, why they take so long? But yeah, they here. So yeah, I definitely get the rewards. But tell us what you're growing for the fall, because it's the fall season now.
Yeah.
Most people don't grow in the fall. They kind of like once the summer is over, they kind of shut down. But I know for myself, I grow all year long. If I don't
Grow by
grow,
any
I
means.
don't eat. So if
Exactly.
I don't
Grow
grow,
by
I
any
don't
means.
eat. Yeah. So what are you growing in the fall? Because you done built this greenhouse. You got an irrigation system going on around the garden. Tell us about it.
So of course, broccolis. I got different varieties of broccolis, collard greens, mustard greens, just really leafy things. They do well in cooler temperatures. So all leafy type vegetables, collard greens, mustard greens. I'm not doing turnips this year. I don't eat many turnips. I just grew it to know that I could grow it last year. But I really didn't eat them like that. But I'm starting garlic. I got a bunch of garlic growing. Onions, and it's things that I learned. Like I tried to grow them in the heat, they didn't do well in the heat. I seen them doing good in when it got cooler. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put a pin in that, and I'm gonna come back to that around fall. So garlic, onions, carrots. I'm about to start. Got these Japanese carrots. I forgot there's monkabuto. I don't know what they call, but they like huge carrots. So I'm gonna try to grow those. See what my success is with those. Just some root vegetables. And then in the greenhouse, you know, I still got some. I just planted not just, but I still got some peppers, some tomatoes, and cucumbers. I'm hoping to extend the growth season a little bit with keeping the frost out.
My bag.
And
Somebody was
different
calling me.
lettuces.
Somebody was calling me. Why are they calling me at
Oh,
this
that was
time?
you.
I
I
don't
thought it was
know.
me. Hey, you gotta let them know. Do not disturb. We busy. I just playing.
Yeah, I gotta put that on. I just put that on. But yeah, somebody was calling me. Um, but yeah, I'm growing a lot of root vegetables too. I am growing turnips and I'm growing rutabagas, um, and some black carrots. What are some of your favorite vegetables that you like to grow? Tell the people what's the favorite vegetables for the fall and then we'll go summer.
I love collard
Can you hear me?
greens. I love collard greens. I love kale. I didn't even know I liked kale like that till I started growing it. My I can
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. So collard greens,
Okay.
kale. Hey, what's going on, Megan? Megan. Collard green, kale. I'm not gonna say lettuce. Lettuce is kind of like a cheat for me because it's like it grow like grass. So I'm not even gonna say that because it just I don't even try to grow them things.
And spinach. How about spinach? That's it. I was saying spinach.
Like
You like
spinach.
spinach? Like growing spinach?
I think those that really much that pretty much does. I'm gonna be eating a lot of collard greens. We're doing Thanksgiving in Atlanta this year, so a lot of family coming through. So I got a bunch of collard greens. So we're gonna be eating two green thumb collard greens. You know what I mean? But that's really it. I like it raw. I like it in smoothies. I like it especially cooked with a piece of turkey neck in there, smoked turkey neck. So that's just,
Smoked chicken legs. That's what's up. Do you have any chickens or turkeys out there yet?
nah. See, I ain't. I'm growing. I'm growing vegetation, man. I don't know.
Mostly
I don't know
growing
how the
food. That's
neighbors.
what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. So you said a lot of people coming to your place for Thanksgiving. Where are these people coming from?
I got some people coming from your way in DC, Maryland. Got an aunt coming from Maryland. A lot of people coming from Brooklyn. Some people coming from South Carolina. Uh, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay.
it.
So basically, you growing food for your family, definitely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Everyone, this is Kamani and Koo. This is Black Gardener Talk. Thank you for joining us. Down below is Mr. Two Green Thumbs, aka Dro, and he's a gardener down in Atlanta, doing his thing out there. You gotta go follow him so you can see him in the garden. I mean, he got everything going down there. He got a big ass greenhouse going on with a cover cloth over top of it. He got garden hoops. He got an irrigation system. I'm trying to be like him one day. So, one of my questions was, where do you spend most of your time in the garden?
Man, it's like a rotation. It literally is like a rotation because I got the tomatoes from the summer. I got to pull out, de-weed that area because that's where I'm gonna put the garlic. That it's a rotation. I'm not. It's no one answer. It depends on the season, what's growing, what's popping. It's a. I'm grateful that I got space and that I expanded it the way it is. But it's like it's literally a rotation. Um, I think the most that I harvest though is those herbs. I got those four herb beds. And those herbs, you cut them and then they just keep coming back. So I think the most time I spend is over there because you cut them and then I may cut one bed, all of those dehydrate them, bottle them up, and then the next week is the herb bed. I got to get on that. Probably gonna do that when I leave here today or tomorrow.
So basically, Black Garden Talk, everyone, is basically to inspire other black gardeners too, as well as get back to our roots. So I want to ask Dro, what advice would you give a new gardener?
Don't be afraid to fail. It's discouraging to see something go wrong. It's discouraging to have insects eat your stuff up. And, hey, one thing we have now that people didn't have back in the day is the internet, Google, Wikipedia. Man, you figure out something. You go type in whatever's going on with your plant, whatever. Like I said, I have no experience. You go put the information in, you're gonna get all type of things. You could try it until something works. Because things different things is associated with your location too. I'm out here in Georgia, so something that might work in California, Florida might not be the best for my zone, my gardening zone. But that's one thing we have, and it's experimentation, and ain't nothing like succeeding. So you're gonna fail. I'm not gonna sit here and say you're not. It's plenty of things that you're gonna grow that might do well at first and then die off, or might not even take. But when it takes and you get some harvest, it's addicting. So my advice for anybody trying to grow: don't be afraid. Just keep trying, and if don't be humble yourself. Ask gardening and beats. Ask two green thumbs. Ask anyone that you create a page for it or whatever the case may be. sort of like what I did, and just really get involved with it.
That's what's up. Antoinette. I know Antoinette is in the room. Did you hear that? Don't give up on your garden yet. I know
Yeah.
you struggled over the summertime a little bit, but I saw your strawberries, Antoinette. Don't give up. Reach out to us. Another young lady said, I got the fail part down, but I have learned a lot. Um, what have you learned through your failing in the
I see
garden so
somebody put
far?
the Panama flag up. I gotta say salute to the Panama flag one time. But
Love it.
one thing I've learned is seasons. Like I know them army worms, them bugs come out around fall time. So you might grow some cucumbers or in vine, like how you say it, zucchinis. You might grow like zucchinis and pumpkins perfect from spring to from the beginning, from the last frost date to the beginning of summer, and then from summer to fall, when you're supposed to be getting fruit, you see little vine borers, eating up your stems and stuff like that. So it's you definitely learn about the ecosystem, about different insects and things like that thrive, the aphids and stuff like that, things that attack your plant. You learn about nutrients, and most importantly, you learn about what requires more sun, what requires more water. I mean, just observe. That's the best thing you could do is observe. Your plant's gonna tell you what they like, what they don't like.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you. Those
Mm.
aphids are crazy sometimes.
Man,
Yeah, I had aphids really bad this summer on my artichokes that I've been growing for like 2 years, and I was like, I gotta do something. So
I
I
got on my
definitely,
pepper plants.
yeah, I saved them. I got some ladybugs, and I released the ladybugs into the yard, and they ate those aphids up, and then they stuck around a little bit. I still see a few, not as many as I released, but they still out there.
Hmm.
But question: where do you get your seeds from?
Man, all over. So, for one, I started, things that you eat. Like if you go to the store and you got something that you want to grow, like mine was Scotch bonnet. Like I love Scotch bonnet. I love the hot. Save them seeds, take them out, dry them off, sow them seeds, tomatoes, cucumbers. I also go to my local stores like Home Depot, Lowe's. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I might be going for something else, and I have to pass by a little seed rack, and I might be like, and end up buying like 5 pack of seeds that I wasn't planning on to. I got so many seeds that I have not even sown yet that I plan on, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, definitely online shopping too. I go to Amazon.com, you know what I mean? I have things delivered to my door. Um, I've had people shout out to Let Us Live Urban Farm, shout out to them. Send me seeds 100%, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say how much or whatever, or how little, but I've received rare seeds, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you've seen them yellow watermelons I harvested earlier this year. Um, I paid. It was just a gift. I did a live like this with somebody, and man, just I just got blessed with a whole bunch of seeds, and it was like so. The seeds is not the problem. They come from everywhere, but you could definitely go online. Like I hear people come sometimes say that in their area, they stores or whatever, limited seed selection. Man, we in 2021, like seeds could get delivered to your front door. That's not the issue.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely where it needs to be. I know I do work at Home Depot part time, and we give out seeds. We start giving out seeds around right after Christmas, right before New Year's,
Oh,
and then
really?
they're all gone by like June. And so people was like, I want to start a fall garden, but they can't find the seeds. And I was like, well, you got to get on the computer and search for them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And get on Amazon. There's a lot of black companies out there that's selling seeds now. If anybody wants the black seed companies, just DM me. I can send a link to you.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Um, a couple places, a couple people had a couple questions in the comments. Let me find some of the comments. I don't want to miss
Hmm.
anybody out, leave anybody out. Somebody say, "Hey, big baby." uh,
I know who that
uh,
was.
all things PG County said. How do you store seeds from food you purchase? They want to know how they do that.
Okay. Main thing, somewhere dry, somewhere dark, That's really it. You know, temperature is not too hot, not just somewhere dark and not humid at all, not humid at all, and you don't want it to be too hot. That's my rule of thumb. Like I said, I'm no professional. You know, I'm learning every day, and it's a great experience. But so far, seeds that I've had for years, I just keep them in those conditions. Seeds that I had for years, I'm just now busting out, and they're ready to go. Even seeds that I buy from like the store, I don't buy like if I Scotch bonnet seeds or anything like that that I might eat from a fruit. I just rinse it off and then dry it out and then store it. Put it in one of them little paper envelope type things, a little small paper envelope. Store it, and then when I'm ready to grow it, I'll sow those and they work. They germinate for me.
And that's what we need to start doing. Folks out there, when you buy a vegetable, get those seeds, dry them out, and
Yeah,
save them because
yeah,
when there's no seeds in the grocery store or at those big box stores, or you can't find them online, and the apocalypse come, and you don't have no food, there's your food right there. Start
there
saving
you
those
go.
seeds right
Hmm.
there. Someone said where to get non-GMO seeds. Well, first of all, nobody sells GMO seeds in the big box stores, the
Right.
dollar store. They have seeds at the dollar stores. Those are not GMO seeds. Mostly GMO seeds are sold to farmers, and they have to have a contract to get those GMO seeds so they can produce large amounts of corn, soy, whatever they're growing. Those seeds are only sold to contractors. So you'll find if you go to the dollar store, get those seeds next year,
Hmm. Hmm.
or the big box stores or wherever you want to get some seeds from. Just when you go to the grocery store, I mean, it's fine to get the vegetables that's not organic because those can produce as well. But try to stick to organic as
Right.
much as possible. Um, let's see who else is in there. How do you properly store your seeds? Someone asked.
I think I just went over that one when I was like
Okay,
human non-human and dark.
okay. I might have missed that. Well, we missed that. But basically, you can just store them, get some little envelopes, write the name
Right.
on it, also write the date on it, and then once
True.
you dry those seeds, put those in there, and then put it in a container, put it in a dark space, and they should be good. I had I grow a lot of stuff that I eat from the store. Pineapples is one of them. I have 7 pineapples now. I think maybe 5 produced over the years. So yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 years to get a pineapple. But yeah, when you go to the store, y'all, get those pineapples, cut that top off. You can either put it in some water
Hmm.
and get the roots, or get some rooting powder and direct stuff right into some dirt. Depending on where you live at, you might have to bring it in the house. I have a
Yep.
whole grow room in my basement, so I bring everything in there. Um, all things PG County said, thank you. Um, I'm saving some glass vials now. That's what's up. Um, what's my other
I want to make
question?
a
I had my
comment on that too, the storage thing, because I had my big issue was I did store them in seeds, name them and everything, and then I just had them unorganized. What I did was I bought a folder with like the card things, like if you want to save cards, and I bought the dividers, the A through Z. It makes it so much easier to go through. Like if I'm looking for corn, to go to the C section and those corn, cucumbers, things like that. So that might help for somebody because I used to have them just all in a bag, and then when it was time for me to get a specific seed I was looking for, man, I had to take everything out. I used to get frustrated by that process. So a
I'm still doing
organizer.
that. I gotta be like you. I gotta catch up with you. I have them all in one old big old bag, and some of them
Man,
fall out the bag, and then I throw them in the garden. And then I have a mystery garden. I don't know what it is until they actually start growing up. Because they all look
yeah,
alike once they
yeah,
come up as babies, and then they turn into something else. Then you kind of know.
exactly.
But another question I wanted to know: what is the hardest plant you ever try to grow?
Lavender from seed. I'm still having problem with it now because they sensitive to water, and right now I can't control the rain outside. Lavender.
Okay. And do you have a favorite trick or tip you have picked up along the way while you've been growing?
Start indoors. Or no. I'm not gonna say start indoors. That was in the winter. But I like to control it. Like I like to put like cover them, like create humidity when I start them off. Seeds. Like I got onions right now. I got a piece of plastic tarp over them right now, and they they doing their thing right now. Whereas before, you can't control the weather, especially when you're growing outside. You can't control the weather, so some days it might be super dry, and then you might think to add water to them, and it might be too late. The seed done already dried out, no good. So I like to create humidity, start them off small. Things that like to be transplanted, cause like carrots and onions, I don't transplant because I just find that they do better when they're grown in their environment. But everything else, I like to start small in a controlled environment, um, and then wait till the plant looks healthy enough, like to get their first set of true leaves. Not the first two. Every seed get like two when they first like start growing, but then the one after those, after they get that set, I go ahead and I put them where they need to go then after that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Someone asked about the yellow watermelon. They want to know where you can find seeds. This year is crazy. I grew a yellow one, an orange one, and of course the traditional red one. But I also had
Hmm.
like a white flesh one. It hasn't done anything, so I guess that was a dud. Um, and I won't name that company because I'm upset with them because I grew
Right,
some
right,
other
right,
seeds that
right.
didn't do anything either. But yeah, I was excited about this white flesh watermelon. But where did you get your yellow watermelon seeds from? Or do you remember?
I was blessed.
Oh,
I
okay.
was blessed. Let us live urban farm, our urban farm. They sent it to me. What I could do though, because what would I look like charging somebody for something that I got as a gift? What I could do, I'm limited, but what I could do is if you follow me, whatever, send me a DM. I'll send some of those seeds because I harvested. Best believe I harvested all those seeds that I got. So I could do that. I mean, like stamp is like 50, 58 cents, maybe like 60 some cents. I'll send it no problem. You ain't got to worry about the 60 cents or whatever. I'll send it to you. Uh, it'll just be the gift that keep giving.
So, folks, did y'all hear that? Make sure y'all are following Two Green Thumbs, and you can DM
DM me.
him. You can write some
Uh,
comments on his page,
that's
and
true.
ask and get those yellow seeds, watermelon seeds, and try them out. It's a great thing. I have one here, but I only got one watermelon. But yeah, um, it is what it is. So I did save some of those seeds. So I'm gonna try
Right.
again next year. But I am building a greenhouse now. Currently building a greenhouse. It's gonna be a 6 by 8, like 8 feet tall and then 6 feet wide. Probably
Hmm.
three. I mean, 6 feet long and then 3 feet wide. If that makes sense. So yeah, I'm working on
Yeah.
my greenhouse. Um, how do you decide which what to grow? Because for me, like I grow everything, but now I kind of like starting to whittle down some things like we don't like to eat here at the house. So what?
Right. Right.
How do you decide? Is it based off you, your preference, your family preference? Um, what?
I kind of got like three categories. So my smaller category is what we eat here. You know what I mean? What I eat, what we eat, what we consume in quantities, like what I know won't go to waste. My second category is things that I could store for long term, like dehydrate and possibly, um, be a vendor for or sell to, have people try out those products. So that would more so be herbs. Like I use herbs, but I don't use that many herbs, you know what I mean? Like to the quantity that I'm growing it. But things like that. And then the third thing is the challenge. I want to grow something I've never grown before. So it's in those categories. So like I'm always gonna grow peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, and hot peppers, sweet and hot peppers, because we eat those a lot. B is things that I might, dehydrate. I use some herbs. I'm not gonna lie, I use everything in my garden. So it's not nothing in here that I'm growing that I won't consume, but it's some things that I know we're not gonna consume that many of. So whatever the extras is, I go ahead and things that I can store long term. I got to dehydrate it. Go ahead and dehydrate them, store them up properly, and then put a two green thumbs label on it. And then three, like things I've never grown. Like I've also got some sorrel seeds. I'm gonna grow that next year, and my first time growing ginger. They looking pretty good. Turmeric, things like that. I just trying to challenge myself on them. I guess those are the three categories.
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, I'm like in the same sense. I do try to grow. Well, when I first got into gardening, I only grew strawberries, and chives, and those chives and strawberries are still growing, and they've been growing for over 10 years now. Um, in my yard. But last year I grew horseradish, which
Mm.
was interesting. It took over the yard. It's kind of invasive, but and the artichoke. I've been growing the artichoke for 2 years, and it finally gave birth to some artichokes. But I do try to add different things. But are you? I know you said dehydration. Are you into canning and like making your own pickles, tomato sauce?
Yeah.
Tell us,
Hot
tell us
sauce.
about that.
Yeah. So I do the pickling, man. I might have a recipe. I got a YouTube video for it. I'm gonna redo the YouTube video because I did it and it was kind of not my personality. I got a little bit of personality. I'm gonna try to get on here more because I feel like I'd be kind of bland. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I like canning is good. It's just the problem sometimes is that I think I be buying everybody's in the same thing because sometimes I go to the store after a certain time and there's no jars left in any of the stores near me. But I like doing my own hot sauces. I love hot sauce, so I do my own hot sauce. I do my own pickling. I do my tomato sauce. Man, we have an abundance of tomatoes, so I might throw some few herbs in there. So yeah, definitely like canning. It definitely serves the purpose. It's just that I might do more canning in the beginning of the year, and it's like towards midsummer to fall, where the cans at? Where the jars at? They buy them all.
Yeah, they buy them up. I'll be like, who's buying all these jars? Like, cause like I know like my gardening friends here in DC, they don't can. So I was like, but where's all the jars at? When I
Right,
go to the different stores. But
right.
now I just trying to
All of
go
them.
online and get stuff, and then I just recycle the ones too. Like if we finish a jar of spaghetti sauce or a jar of pizza sauce, then I just go ahead and clean it up and then just
Hmm.
recycle. But I did need some new ones this year to pickle some okra. So I love to do pickled
I
okra.
haven't grown okra yet.
You haven't grown okra yet. I just
Mm-mm.
gave my neighbor some. He was pressed for some okra this morning. They Jamaicans, but they can't grow okra for some reason, and they right next door to me. I actually got them into gardening, and they can't grow okra. So he was like, "Can I have some?" I was like, "Sure," 'cause so our yards kind of connected, but I have a 6 foot fence, so my six
Hmm.
foot fence stuff grow over on their side, and then stuff grows on
Mm.
my side. So we just share in
Nice.
the wealth of food. What's up? Other question? So one of the most important questions for Black Gardener Talk is why is it so important for us to grow food, Black and Brown people?
Oh, that's easy. Once again, let's go back to when we first started. We kind of like been brainwashed. Our generation, like in general, our people have been taught to be dependent. You know what I mean? We haven't learned like even things like credit and things like that. It's not so much stressed and for us. You know what I mean? It's taught that credit is bad when it's in reality, depending on how you're responsible with it, is it's actually for you. It's beneficial for you. Same thing with this. Like you grow, you be less dependent on everything pretty much, and the ability to feed your family, to provide. And imagine if we all just created a network. I mean, we don't have to limit it to ourselves, but where we were able to be a part of the trade process in our network, and get involved that way with us, because with our people it's really frowned. I'm not gonna say frowned upon, but be honest with you, when people say that you're growing or whatever, what's the first thing as a black brother young? The first thing they think that you're growing, you know? And it's like, no, I don't grow that. I grow vegetables. I grow vegetables. I grow fruit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they expect only certain things from us, and even our people. And it's like we so much more to that. You know what I mean? And we could provide so much more to that. Not only that, like not all black and brown people have one set mind. Like my family's from Panama and everything like that. So it's a different culture behind what we could grow with different practices. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with people from Haiti. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with people from Jamaica. I'm pretty sure it's like from all over the world, pretty much in essence. You know what I mean? Like we could all put into this community and grow different things and completely be independent. Not only that, like things that they buy in, like we only buy in stores where other people, I'm not gonna say specifically, but they more so buy organic. Organic is priced higher. I don't know if anybody goes to the store and buy organic, but organic is probably harder. But the benefits of organic, they're not chemicalized. They're not putting chemicals on things to last longer, to not produce seeds, and and thus for being more healthy for the consumer. But in order to do that, you have to be high. So obviously, one of the benefits is, you're able to know what you put into your body and know that you're truly eating something that's really healthy for you. Because vegetables is healthy for you, but not if they're putting chemicals on it and then damaging something else. You're getting these vitamins and everything, but then you're damaging something else that causes cancer. It's back and forth on that.
That's what's up. You touched on a very touchy subject, which was vegetables with chemicals on it. So a lot of the times when you buy vegetables from the store, there is a lot of chemicals on it. Like the tomatoes, they inject them with red dye. That's why they look so red. Or strawberries
Mm,
have red dye in it. But once you start putting a lot of chemicals in it, then they start not to produce seeds, and so then seeds go
right.
away, and then, as Lady Rule said, then there becomes that food shortage, and so it's time to start growing your own food. So I always tell people just to get seeds and stock up on seeds. You want to add anything to that where like chemicals die out the plants, because now you have a lot of um fruits and vegetables that come with no seeds, and I think it's done on purpose. I think, not to get real
Yeah,
political, but I
yeah,
believe like the government is doing that now, so we can't grow our own food. What do you think about
exactly.
that?
Hey, no, that's 100% right. I'm not gonna get on no conspiracy theories too, but we know what's going on. You know what I mean? Name one thing that you've grown that has not produced seeds, right? And then you go to stores and then you like, no seeds, no seeds. What's going on here? You know what I mean? So it's really like, and then when it's not producing seeds, it's not allowing us. Like we have options of either purchasing online, whatever the case may be, or the other option we established, like you can buy whatever you like and just save the seed from 'em. If you can't save the seed from 'em, it's like something being controlled there. I'm not gonna go into the whole conspiracy theory and all of that, but you and I know what's going on, like controlling the manufacturing of it. We're gonna call it manufacturing because that's pretty much what we do when we grow things. We build the inventory of it. So controlling the manufacture to only where certain people or certain groups can have that for certain product or certain thing, certain stock in inventory. So it's a lot of that going on, and I try to be I'm positive, so I'm not gonna go into all of that to make anybody feel like this world is crazy.
I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, like even when I was starting this Black Gardener talk, like I
Hmm.
did get a lot of pushback from some people when they was like, "Why would you do Black Gardener talk? I mean, like your audience is everyone." I was like, "Well, I think we need our own space sometimes." You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I might
Hmm.
cater to everyone, and I want everyone to grow food, but sometimes it's necessary for us as just Black people to just have our own space just to talk. And I was like, if
Right.
they don't want to follow me because I want to call it Black Garden Talk, then oh well, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? I
Right.
still want to inspire people no matter what, but definitely our Black and brown folks. You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
you have any wisdom around that? I mean, your Black brother growing.
Yeah, yeah. So with that being said, hmm, people need to be open. You know what I'm saying? So just because I'm not gonna tell people how they need to be, but I feel, you would have to be open to it to understand that there is a lack. You know what I mean? Amongst us, you know what I mean, people of color, and there's a lack of what we turn the radio on. It's a lack of what we promote and lack of what we just look at anything. You know what I mean? What we really can do. It's like people from the outside looking in just see certain things that what we able to do, and then it's like, okay, but we could do so much more. So this is a platform where we could do so much more. But then if somebody wants to feel that way, they would just need to be open. It's not saying that, oh, it's just about us and we need to not mess with y'all. It's not saying that at all, but it's saying that, hey, if you are a person of color or something like that, listen to what we got going on because we got a message for you. That's how I feel.
Oh
It's
yeah.
no fact because I'm definitely a person of color. But you see my post, you know, I'm putting things bilingual. I'm putting salsa music in the background, like it's different cultures behind it, but in general, and people from another country don't even understand. Like I have to sometimes explain to them what's going on here in America because they don't really understand. It's different in other countries, but it's like, you know, we really have to create this platform. It's a platform for us because what y'all do over there, what's going on over here, and it should and it at least should be shared. You know, the education and the message and the support needs to be there because I'm gonna be honest
You're going
with you.
in and out a little bit, but
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think that. Oh, turn the camera around. I didn't think that it was so much. I didn't think that it was when I did it. When I created Two Green Thumbs because the page. It wasn't even a company at the time. I just created the page because I wanted support only for what I do. You know, gardening and stuff like that. And I used to post stuff on my personal page. And man, I would get more likes when I go to a club or I'm drinking some lit, you know what I mean? Like I would get more likes, and then when I post something like, you know, I'm eating something fresh from the garden, like 2-3 likes, you know what I mean? So I created a whole page just for it, you know, so I could just alleviate that. I keep one thing personal and then I keep this strictly hobby, and then the support from this, and you know, I have people from all over the world, literally, but it's definitely a certain number of us, you know what I mean, that's doing it, and it's like, wow, you wouldn't think when I tell people that I'm doing it, they really surprised, and I'm like, it's not just me, it's a lot of us, it's numbers of us, it's a lot of us that's doing it, and they just don't promote it. It's not something that's promoted, so this is a
yeah.
great platform
And
for us.
then just being a black male, sometimes I feel like we get less credit too. Because when I really started gardening, I was like, "Oh, where the black gardeners at?" You know what I'm saying? The black male
Right,
gardeners. They were
right,
always like the women gardeners, like
that too.
everywhere. The black women gardeners everywhere. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm a gardener too." And like you said earlier, oh, where do you grow? You know, you grow that green stuff. No, I
Yeah.
grow vegetables. I grow food. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
always get stigmatized for that. Every time, I mean, I have dreads too. So I
Hmm.
definitely, when I say I'm a gardener, they was like,
I can
"Oh, can you
imagine.
show
Yeah.
me how to grow?" I was like, "Who said I know how to grow marijuana?" You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
I mean, I have grown it, and I've grown it for friends and family in
Right.
my basement. But
Right.
my bulk of my work is um growing food. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. A
So
hundred percent.
let's talk about that. The two green thumbs. Where did two green thumbs come from? Is it because you are bilingual, or did you just came up with something you was playing around with the name and then it just happened?
I felt like I felt like not the name. I did play around with it. I mean, I can't question what was being done divine wise, but the green thumb idea came from because everybody be like, "Wow, you really have a green thumb." You know, I've tried to grow different things, and I guess because we don't normally grow, just to see it actually grow, people was like, "Wow, you have a green thumb." You know, it's a common thing. You know, you have a green thumb. It's known that you're successful at growing something. So I kind of like, let me go with green thumb, and then it kind of was taken. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was kind of taken the original. You know, everybody want to use green thumb, so I went to two green thumbs because I was like, well, it's really working for me. So I got two, I got two hands, I got two green thumbs, and then I kind of went with there, and then from there, just like everything else, growing.
Kind of buff it
Yeah,
out
it's
a
just
little
been
bit.
growing.
Repeat what you just said.
Yeah, so yeah, so since the two green thumbs, I just kind of stuck with that, ran with it, and stuck with it, and I kind of liked the way it just seemed like it fit me, you know. And ever since then, I've been two green thumbs.
Yeah, and I like the whole green two green thumbs, but I think like you said, sometimes you post in a different language too, and I think you should do more of that. You know, not just giving you a suggestion, just because I have
Hmm.
worked in television, my background is television and video, and I think you should play up on that. The two green thumbs could be two. You speak two different languages as well, and play
Mm,
on there. I mean, I don't know how far
I
you
like
want to
that.
take your green thumb um, culture or your
Hmm.
business, or you want to create a business around it. But if you do
Hmm.
create a business around it, I think you should do like play on both. You got two green thumbs, plus you speak two different languages. And
Right.
I think it'll work. You know what I'm saying? Speaking on that, real quick, I want to say Jazzy said people never support the plant journey online, but in person they ask a ton of questions.
Boy,
You is absolutely right. You're facts. When I talk about I grow garden, they want to ask me like 50 million questions, and then I was like, you know what? That's a charge. I'm going to charge you. Go on my website and book me for a consultation, and then we can
yeah,
ask as many questions as you
straight
want
up. Man,
for a
it's people
price.
I didn't even know was following me. I didn't even know they exist, and they see me. They be like, "Man, I be seeing you do your thing." What? I'm like, man, listen.
So real quick, I want you to answer the same question. Why is it important for people to grow food in your second language and do it quickly so people can hear um, that you can do the talk. You just don't talk the talk.
Oh, en español. ¿Quieres que yo le digo
Yes.
en español? Ya. Es muy importante de sembrar comida porque en nuestra comunidad hay mucha química que se echa en la comida. Entonces, uno debe saber lo que está poniendo en su cuerpo. Eso es lo mejor, que siembra una cosa que uno sabe que está poniendo en su cuerpo. Más saludable, sabe que no hay química y tú mismo lo estás haciendo.
Gracias, gracias. That's all I know. I
De
know a
nada.
little bit, but yeah, I like that. I mean, the reason why I started following you and I found you because I like that sense that you had two different languages and you was planning on it. Now I can write in Spanish, but I can't
Mm-hmm.
really speak that well. So I think that's a good thing. I think you should play on that more, especially like in some of your posts, play more Latino music or Spanish music to mix in with it, um,
Mm-hmm.
because I think you have something right there. Um, yeah, I think that works. Let's get into like the whole greenhouse thing. Are you a carpenter? How did you get into building your own greenhouse? And what equipment and how can like an ordinary person build a greenhouse that might be following us or watching us today? How can they build a greenhouse? Because I'm trying to build a greenhouse and I'm kind of stuck, but I'm gonna get through it. But I mean, how did you
Yeah,
get
the
into that?
biggest thing is you're gonna need a drill and a handsaw. A drill to nail things in, and then for sure a handsaw and like a hammer because no, I'm not a carpenter. I just know what I needed. Like I said, I did it and I did the top flat, and then I learned when it started raining. Like I knew it was gonna stand wind from the side. Like I built it well supported that way, but then when it started raining, the techo, the
It
roof,
kind of fell
the
in.
roof, it kind of fell in. So there I go putting angles up like I had luckily I had a beam like I built across the whole thing, so then I kind of like just raised it apart across the beam, and there's still some parts that had pockets in it, and then I just poked little holes in it so it could drain through, and then that's it. But no, I'm not a carpenter. To be honest with you, I'm so grateful I got a Home Depot right up the street from me because I just go there. They can cut bigger woods, but I've been buying like cheap wood, not cheap wood, but wood that is easy for me to saw through. So it's like I can saw through a piece of wood in like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So what I do is I'm not good with measuring tape. Like, I can't tell you how big this is. I just grew it around the size that I needed. I put the beams, I put the support in, and I just cut. I just will like measure it. I would put like a draw like a piece of paper with a pencil on the wood. So like this is the height I need to cut it at, and then I would take it back and then hacksaw and then nail it right on it. And that's pretty much it. And then the materials, I got a netting. I got a netting first. I did the netting first because obviously for the insects. Because right now I got the door, the front door and the back door open, so the wind can flow through. It's still warm. It's essentially for winter time, but since it's still warm, I got the doors open and everything. But the netting is there to keep the insects out. You can get the netting from mine was ordered from Amazon, and the plastic I can't remember what company I did. I just googled like urethane. I don't know what the name is. You can put in greenhouse film, and it's gonna come up with the title. And then I ordered some that was big enough. I didn't know how much I would need for real, so I just ordered like three of them. They came, and I got more than I need. I'm gonna order two, three more because I got some the little row the row covers here that I'm gonna essentially cover up later on. But the crops that are in there are good for cooler temperatures, so I probably won't do that till like December because it can get costly. I mean, you save a lot of money building the stuff yourself, but at the end of the day, it's still costly, especially if you got a lot that you got going on. But the amount of stuff that you cultivate, at the end of the day, it saves you money because man, I didn't ate more. This year, I probably ate a tomato every day. I ain't never ate them many tomatoes in my life, but it's stuff that I probably wouldn't have done if I wasn't growing it. You know?
What was like the ballpark figure of money that you spent to create it? Just give the folks like, I mean, you don't have to go into like how much you really spent, but like a
Mm,
good range, so people might to spend or allude to. That makes sense.
okay. Um, yeah, sure. Let me give a quick shout out. Buen día, porque acá son las 11:59. Buenos días a todos mis amigos y toda mi familia. So a ballpark figure that I would say depends on the size. So a piece of wood is like $4, $4 if it's pressure washed, pressure treated for outside. So $4. So I mean, depending on your height, you would just go from there. I mean, the more wood you need, the more expensive it would be. So I would say a raised bed about 12 inches off of the ground. A raised bed, we'll say 6 feet long, 4 feet wide. 12 inches off of the ground. That's for just to build the bed is like we'll say like $30, $40, and then you would have to fill it. It's a spot that sells topsoil around here. That was a lot of work to get the soil off of the truck, the pickup, but they sell topsoil about $35 for the yard. I mean, you could buy the soil at Home Depot. It's gonna be more expensive that way. But I had rented. I don't have a pickup, but I use a friend's pickup truck. Let me borrow it. $35 a yard. It fills up like a whole bed and then like a piece of the other one. And then from there you could just amend the soil, which is probably why I got things that I never knew that I sown growing out of it, like because it's soil from another spot. But yeah, they sell it $35 a yard, and then soil amendments is not that expensive. Plus, I compost my own. I do my own compost as well, so that saves a lot of money too. I could only imagine. So and if it were building one bed to answer your question, it's really inexpensive, especially what they sell garden beds for online, 120, 119, and I'm talking about $40 for one that's pretty standard size. So and then to fill it, $35, $75. So you would buy one, and then you would still have to fill one if you were to buy one. So you save about you save about 3 times what you would spend. To be honest with you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm building one now, so mine is so far I priced it out around almost $400. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I think it's more so the I want to build a foundation, like a real foundation, like with cement, and so I think that's what the pricing
Yeah.
came in from.
Yeah.
So because I do work at Home Depot, it's easy to get the wood um
Right.
for really cheap, and then get it cut down to size. But that concrete, I want to get like I don't want to mix the concrete. I want to get some concrete, and so I think that's what's costing me the most to get because I want it to be long standing greenhouse for years to come. And if I ever move away
Right.
from this
Right.
house,
Right.
that person
Right.
can have a nice greenhouse or inherit a greenhouse. Um,
Right.
we got a few more questions because we passed the 12 o'clock hour, but I know we kind of started late, and I still want to go for an hour. I think we got
Right.
like about 7 minutes to go. What do you enjoy most about gardening?
It's therapeutic for one. I'm being yo. Okay, so it helps me stay out of crowds. They talk about pandemic and things like that. It helps me quarantine. It helps me stay away from everybody. That's one. For two, the ability to have something that I don't have to spend no money. I mean, besides setup and everything like that, I don't have to spend any money to go harvest something. Like I could just go in the back. Man, I be cooking. My food is so much more flavorful now because I have the ability to just walk in my backyard instead of having to go to the store. So the rewards of definitely sowing my seeds. That's two. For three, it does give me something to do for sure. The gardening job is never done. It's never a time. People get the. I had the idea when I garden that you just grow the seed and then sit back a few months and then it's not like that at all. It's everyday attention. Sometimes I can go on vacation, especially with my automatic irrigation system. But other than that, it gives you something to do. And then for this is the most like this I didn't do it for, but this is what it definitely came down to the ability to share it with everybody. Like I post it on Instagram, I go to my Facebook, but I post it on my WhatsApp, and then people like comment and like, wow, I didn't know this could grow that way. I didn't know they had you grow the variety colored carrots. Like I didn't know carrots came in different colors, and the ability to share that journey. And even though a lot of people don't do it, at least you're sowing some seeds in the people who eventually I have faith that will try to grow something.
That's what's up. That's dope. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's all about that journey and just inspiring people to grow food because we don't know when that next pandemic gonna hit. We don't know when
Exactly.
the apocalypse is really gonna come. And the ones that's growing food now and learning how to grow food is the ones that's gonna survive all of that.
Gonna
You know
be
what I'm
up.
saying? We can get that ginger. Like I'm growing ginger too. I was growing
Right.
turmeric. Um, and that we can use that as medicine as well as the
Exactly.
different herbs in the garden.
Hmm.
Growing that for medicine in case the next pandemic comes. I mean, we still in a pandemic, but I'm like
Right.
the next one that might be in our
The
lifetime
real
might
one.
be worse
Yeah.
than what it is now. You know what I'm saying? And then you never know when the world might end, and when we happen to survive, and we got to
Hmm.
grow food. But my next question, I guess it would be like more so. I'm pulling out my questions. I got them on my iPad. Um, what are your future plans for gardening?
Yeah, I got a lot of those. That's another thing. It's a big effort right there too. Um, so sort of like what we doing now. You got your live TV show. I've been recording for years now. Everything part of grow by any means necessary, like showing the progress of where I started from, and so eventually I'm gonna put some audio behind it, and I want to do like TV episodes with it. That's not necessarily for the garden, but it's educational purposes. It's gonna be entertaining, educational, and hopefully inspiring. That's the other thing that I want it to be because, like I said, I'm a person born in the city from Brooklyn, New York. Even though my family's from Panama and everything like that, I'm buildings and concrete and came to Georgia and just found the passion of something that I wasn't introduced to, but got got inspired in a divine way, and that's where I'm at now. So hopefully it could inspire other people too who like, I got some seed, eating an orange, you know what I mean? Like, dang, there really is a seed in here. Maybe it'll click with somebody someday. Like, maybe if I just threw this in a pot, even if you don't got the space, there's certain things that you can grow that you can. You don't got to grow your whole thing. You know what I mean? Your whole
No,
meal. You could do the tea that you drink in the morning. You could do the seasoning that you put into it. Substitute something for it that you do, and it's addicting. Once you do a little bit, you gonna want to do it all.
I really like that because like my brother, my younger brother, little brother, he grows on his balcony and he grows about 50% of his own food. So if he can
Oh,
grow
really?
50% of his own food on a balcony, I think anybody can grow anything in a pot. I have a half an acre and I don't even grow 50% of my own food. You know what I'm saying? And he
Right.
grows everything. So I think people could be growing like you said, the tea, herbs to season up their foods, and then just
Hmm.
medicine. There's a lot of
Yep.
things you could do with like ginger and turmeric that can be also a seasoning as well as medicine. You know what I'm saying? You can make curry out of your turmeric.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
you can make some ginger stuff with some ginger tea and everything like that. Um, you said your parents was from another country. Um, did they grow when you were in the other country? Did you grow or did your family grow when you was in the other
They,
country? Real quick?
yeah, no. So my family, my mom and my dad particularly didn't grow, but things grow out there. So they are used to going to get this from outside to go make some tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear the stories. It wasn't nothing that, once again, it's not nothing that I have the advantage of. I heard the stories of it, so it made me know that it was possible. But at the end of the day, it's not something that was practiced in the home. So my mom never said, let's grow this to do that. But I did hear the stories of, back in my, when I was back
Back in
home in
my day.
Panama, back when I was back home in Panama,
Yeah.
we would just go get this from outside.
I mean, it's funny because um I was born in another country as well, and but when we came to Maryland and lived in Maryland, they threw all that gardening stuff out the window. They was like, "We're gonna come to Maryland. We're gonna
Right,
get us a real job. We're not gonna do no more gardening. Screw that." And,
right,
so I didn't really get into gardening until I got into the state of depression and suicidal thoughts and different things. Then my mom was like, "Well, you got to get that gardening." Well, you never taught me how to do that gardening, and so you just want me to stop what I'm doing and build a
and go
garden. She
into
was
that.
like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. It's gonna be your therapy." And at first I was really reluctant about it, but then I got into it, and it actually saved my life, and that's how I came to start this platform. But I feel you in the same sense that I want to educate, but I also want to entertain. So my whole
Hmm.
thing is it's called edutainment. So it's education, entertainment
Right,
come together in music. So that's what I want to do. And some people don't get that too. So when I first started out, I was like, well, I'm just gonna be a garden coach and I'm gonna help people grow gardens. So that is my main goal and that's my business now. But
right,
within that whole thing, I want to entertain. I've been in, film and television all my life. You know what I'm saying? So I kind
hmm.
of entertain. And I'm doing a little acting now and then on there, but I'm
Man, go
building my
ahead, get
brand.
your entertainment
Yeah,
on, your
yeah, I'm
edutainment
getting my
on, man.
entertainment on. People, yeah, and this is part of the platform, letting people know what's out there, not just me, but who's else out there doing similar
Right,
things that I want to do, and then just to inspire people. But yeah, the end goal is really to get people growing food by any means necessary, and that's the goal. I mean, whether they black, white, or brown, green,
right,
red, yellow. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Any parting words you want to leave with the audience today?
First of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up who did show up. Don't forget, send me, DM me, and then we'll get the golden gold seeds, the watermelon seeds out. If you're not already following me, go ahead and follow me. It's much more like it's grown by any means necessary. So what you see now is not what you will see next year and the year after that. God first. So I'm just gonna keep it like that, man. I want to thank you for sure for having this platform, not just for me, but for everybody, and for inviting me. I truly am honored by that. Hopefully, in the future, you got something else going on. You reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do it again. Everybody other than that, man, I just want everybody to enjoy their day, man. Grow by any means necessary.
That's what's up. I'm glad that you were able to get on and were able to fix the Instagram thing. And that's a
The
great to do
update.
because every time I do a show on Thursday, I'm like, shit, I gotta upgrade. Let me see if I need to upgrade the Instagram because I might can't get my guests on. So I had that problem too. So I
Mm,
don't have a problem with that. I just wanted to make sure that you updating your Instagram. If you ever do any lives and you want to invite some
yeah,
people on there, do that. But I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been a blessing. It's unbelievable how many people tuned in and how many people stayed on the tube, and hopefully how many people will watch the replay later on today and tomorrow next week. And then I'm gonna send you the link that once I download it, I can send it so you can put it on YouTube. But I'll be here every Saturday until the new year with different people. Next week, I got another young man out of Atlanta, too. His name is Sean D'Angelo Walton, and he has a company or organization called Everybody Eats in Atlanta. And he's going to be talking about how he's feeding all his people down there in Atlanta. So I want people to tune in for that. I want to thank Dro, Two Green Thumbs, and we're going to be out. All right? Peace.
all right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Let me figure out how to end it.